Hey y'all, everybody just coming in. So we're about to start the interview with Auwin. We still getting it together. You ready on your live?
I'm good. My live a little messed up.
Oh,
They
okay.
blocked me
Oh.
today.
All right, we're going to start with that. So why are you blocked from live? This is Aisha.
So she's girl D. Okay, y'all can call me D, call me Aisha. It don't matter. My name is D Aisha, so whatever y'all prefer. But yes, I'm excited to be here for our second interview with Detroit Icon. Interviewing Auwin D.
Okay, so Auwin has done quite a few of my shows, especially in this this past year. So always seeing the growth in your performance has been dope. I know that we recently discussed about just like a lot of different things that you have going on in life outside of music. So if we can just get like kind of a background on you and who you are, not just in the music, but outside of that too.
No problem. Well, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Born and raised here. I started off, let's say away from the music. Well, I have 2 kids. Everything that I do is solely, to provide for them. As far as other than music, music is a big component in my life. So, pretty much everything I do that, surrounds the music is all for my kids, providing for them and, just being the father that, I'm destined to be.
Right. So, how long would you say you've been into music and what drove you to music?
Well, I first got introduced to music when I was 5 years old. My mother put me into classical piano lessons, so I started taking that at a young age. I started doing like recitals, being in front of an audience for the first time. So that was, a little nerve-wracking, a little something I had to get used to, but it was cool, and from that point on, I just kind of that I got accepted into Detroit School of Performing Arts.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was pretty good, but from then, my first year in, I just got pretty intrigued with like the whole production of being, in the studio. I got to be around, a music technician that pretty much like he lived from the South. Like he was just like, he'd been around people like T.I. and Jeezy and people that was really popping in the mid-2000s. Right. So he really would tell us like, you guys need to work on your hooks. You guys can rap, that's good and all, but don't nobody care about that. You guys will, so he was really just showing me the structure of how to really write music, at a young age. So that was like where I kind of verged off from the whole, classical piano and, learning how to follow Alicia Keys, John Legend, those people to getting really into the studio.
So do you still play?
Right.
Yeah, I still play. play here and there. Yeah.
Okay, so no production, you're not making no beats with that?
I'm not making any production. I need to put that into, make
into
something
the works.
into that. Yeah, definitely. But
that'll definitely be easier for you than most people.
Yeah,
Because you know how to play for it.
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
You know how to play any other instruments other than the piano?
I tried the guitar, but I only got to one song. So, they say if you can play the piano, it's kind of easy to go off to the guitar. But I never really got too much into the guitar. But
That's what's up though. Would you describe the music that you create classical, or how would you describe it?
Not really. I make all types of genres. Really, I can make anything from Detroit hip hop to Detroit rap to trap to just
versatile.
any type of what I mean. If I want to make an R&B song that's like more like singing where it's rapping like a Drake type, or if I want to be more personal and more bring more of an R&B essence to it, like Bryson Tiller or something. I can do something like that, or songwriting. I've done pop music and stuff, so the genres don't really end for me.
Okay.
Okay. So what's your creative process like?
Creative process? I just like to soak the music in. Okay. I used to sit down just like a lot of artists did and just just write, take a pen and just work on bar after bar, but as I got older, it kind of my development kind of changed. It became more hands-on and more freestyling. So now all I do is like if I listen to a beat for the first time, I normally just like to get into a certain vibe, a certain mood, and then you know, I just like to make a couple voice recordings, and then I just go off of whatever I did. You know, just try to be as official and natural as possible.
Okay. So you mentioned you have kids. I don't know why I just said it, but do you work outside of doing music?
I used to work. All through my 20s, I was like in the food industry, you know, being a supervisor and dealing with all of that. And well, just about August, I had quit my job, and from that point on, I had started going to school, and I went to school just to get a better paying job, but having the opportunity to just kind of step away and, you know, from the whole stress and, you know, my boss calling me on off days and that whole thing to really working on my music, working on business, and working on the things that I really want to, you know, succeed in life, you know what I mean? So just, I really fell in love with being my own boss, you know what I mean?
What are you studying?
Studying right now, I'm taking classes, it's like in CNC training, robotics.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a cool trade, you know, but it's more like a secondary plan, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Right, support the music.
Yeah.
Music is expensive, so.
It is. Yeah. It is.
So besides your stuff, would you finish something?
No, I'm done.
No. So besides your stuff, who is your favorite artist and why?
Favorite artists, I would probably have to say people that influenced me are like Kanye, Drake. I would have to say anybody that's had like at least a 10 or 15 year, you know, duration of, you know, doing something where I can look at them and be like, you know, 5 years is not really enough to put a, you know, influence on me. Although there are people that, you know, I do, you know, value what they've done, you know, since like 2015, 16. But for the most part, people like Future, people like, you know, Drake and Kanye, definitely Kanye. He's been, you know, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, people like that, you know what I mean? That really create a longevity, and you can see like the different growths in them, you know, the different albums, the different styles and profiles that they give in the different songs.
So would you say those are people who you would see yourself working with?
Oh yeah, I would definitely. I'm not saying like, you know, youngins or, you know, like older people, but I would like to say my age range is between like 16 to like 45, something like that, you know, so, you know, I can create something for like younger audience, something that, you know, that can go, you know, viral on TikTok or something, you know, clean music, edited music, you know, something like that. And I can also do like old school music, something that's got like an older feel, you know, that more, you know, people, you know, a little bit older, you know, gravitate more to. So.
Okay. You performed anywhere in Michigan, outside of Michigan?
I actually just had a couple shows in LA. I went to LA, I went to New York. I try to like really just, you know, get out. I used to live in LA from 2014 to 2018, and just being out there just got it was just a really different experience than being in Detroit. It was just completely different, you know.
How do you feel the scene is different out there?
The scene is very different, like very, very diverse. You know, it's very, very diverse. It's diverse here, but you know, you get the same kind of sound, but there's like you might have some people from England, you might have some people from New York, you know what I mean?
Just a melting pot kind of energy.
Yeah, it's like
So, any cons?
Cons from performing out of town. I mean, it's gonna be cons with everything. I mean, you just gotta be prepared for whatever. You know, I've had shows where, you know, I've had good turnouts. I've had shows where, you know, no one said anything, or the promoter put me on at the end of the show where nobody's there. You know, so you know it's gonna be.
That could happen anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
it's gonna definitely be cons anywhere, but you know, you just gotta, you know, just stay focused on the pros and
keep it pushing. You think you want to make it here, but are you a person that wants to make it at at home, or do you feel like you're gonna be one of those people that like go out of town to kind of get on?
I feel like I can make it anywhere, really. I mean, I would love to like dominate here, really focus here, regardless whatever happens. Like I'm always gonna come back here, and I'm always gonna do shows. I'm always gonna like. I was actually kind of disappointed because I always thought that Big Sean was gonna do this, but throw like a festival, you know, like Travis Scott, like Astro World, and you know Drake's got his Oktoberfest or OVO Fest,
right?
And,
do something here.
You know what I mean? I always thought he was a big enough artist to like do something here. You know what I mean? But if he ain't gonna do it, you know, that's gonna be on my bucket list.
You got it.
Yeah, so
I feel
doing
that.
something like that where, you know, we get a lot of like, you know, Detroit artists together and you know what I mean, just
That's dope.
yeah, that'd
That's
be real
dope.
dope here.
Let me ask you this: if you were, let's say, you were to make it big, would you stay here or would you live somewhere else?
I would definitely,
And why?
I would always stay here. I mean, not to say I would just, you know, permanently stay here, but I would definitely have a house here,
Right.
just because this is just, you know, the soil. I like my family. You know, they're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Just to have something to always go back to. You know what I mean? So.
No nerves
I feel
about people, and like even when we talk about like Dolph, no nerves about them saying like it's dangerous to stay
Yeah.
home.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that can happen anywhere. You know what I mean? People get just like Dolph got shot in his own town, got shot in L.A. You know what I mean? So that shit can happen anywhere. You know what I mean? Just you know, you just gotta be, you know, careful. If you at that status, have your security. You know, and just
Take cash out live here.
Yeah.
She gone now though.
Yeah.
But she got her baby and she did.
Uh-huh.
So what would you say your strengths and your weaknesses are when it comes to music?
Weaknesses, I'll start with that first. Weaknesses, sometimes I do kind of bunch up a lot of things together. I like to, I don't know, put a lot on my plate, but I feel like I already do a lot, you know, independent artists, you know, we already do a lot without market, you know, management, you know, marketing, promotion. Without all of that stuff, you have to basically be a one man, you know, you do everything by yourself. So
100%.
yeah, so me, I just, it's just, man, like, Jesus Christ, it's real crazy, like, it is. So
Just
you just gotta keep pushing with it.
Trying to multitask, you think is your weakness?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a weakness, it's just putting a lot of things on my plate at the same time. I feel like I do that a little too
Trying to
much.
multitask too much at one time.
Yeah. Like I do too much multitasking as opposed. I'll say I'm good at it, but it's just, you know, just doing too much is kind of
it's limits.
flushes the brain.
There's limits to everything.
Yeah.
So I understand that.
Where'd your name come from? Is that your birth name?
Yeah, it's my birth name.
Okay.
Yeah. So people ask me that all the time. Where does it come from? I have no idea. So somebody asked me that. I'm sorry, I don't got the answer.
I don't know.
What are you most proud of that you have done thus far with your music?
With my music, the most proud, I would probably have to say, performing. It's two performances I really think that are really highlights in my life. One was I did, I think in 2013, I performed at Spain Middle School or elementary school, and I did a pop song for like the kids. It was real cool. It was a really great turnout. It was actually like probably one of my best performances that I've ever done, like in front of any age group, even though they was just like 5 and 6 year olds.
And they gonna give you the best energy.
I swear 5 and 6 year olds be lit. They always dancing, they be loud. I love it. I feel that.
And then really when you think about music and what really pushes a lot of artists, having the younger crowd will set you off. That's where a lot of the cult followers come from, because they start young and they're fans for life. Even when we talk about like Nicki Minaj, we grew to, you know what I'm saying, as fans. So starting with the young kids, huge market.
So you mentioned being an independent artist. Do you wish to stay independent? Do you want to be a part of a label?
That's
if
a
you
great
want
question.
to be a part of a label, which one?
A label, that is a tough question. I mean, it's not really tough because I know the answer, but I would probably not, just simply because I ain't gonna lie, that shit's scary. That shit is scary. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And getting scary and scary. The more people talk about it.
Yeah, that shit is scary. Like, cause I like my fucking assistant was just asking me that, like, what would you do? Like, you know, write down some labels that you know you would be interested in. And this was like 4 years ago. I'd have been like, oh, Atlantic, Interscope, you know. I would have been like, you know, but now it's like,
know what you know now.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I just feel like the best thing to do is just to. It's hard, you know, to get your shit out there by yourself. But the best thing to do is find a way. Just find an alleyway. Find some way to get your shit. You know what I mean. If you find a DJ at a record at a you know, at 107.5 or somewhere like that, and they play your shit, and enough people hear it or something, or you grind hard, you got a lot of followers, you know, it doesn't matter, like, you know, I encourage all artists to just, you know, wait a minute before you sign that shit. You know what I mean? Just, you know.
They taking everything.
Yeah, because I've seen people literally sign contracts. I seen this one girl in LA sign this contract. It wasn't even like a major label. It was an independent. And she couldn't make music for like 2-3 years. She made all this music and she couldn't release that shit, couldn't do nothing. And like, I remember she went through like a hard depression, like the last 6 months of it. And I remember when that contract, when she got through it, she was so happy. So yeah, that shit is just,
it's too much. It's too much.
Scary.
Because they take a lot of your rights from you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they talk about when they say selling your soul. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they're not talking about your actual soul, like literally your right to be an individual.
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't make this, you can't release this, you can't go here, you can't be around these people. Like, they take everything. So now, you know, it's almost worse than being a child.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I feel that. It is scary.
I feel that too. So we're ending 2021.
Mm-hmm.
What are your short-term goals for 2022?
I got a couple things. Well, one, I just released a new song. It's like a single. Pretty basically, it's a single. It's called The 99s. It's on all platforms. That song, I'm actually still in production to doing the video for that also. I think I'm gonna be posting a promo clip today.
Okay.
Probably after the interview tonight on my Instagram.
Okay.
Just a little teaser of the trailer, and that's gonna be coming like the first or second week of December. I'm also working on throwing a showcase in January for artists.
Okay.
I'm trying to get on Queen Lachey's level and get get a little cash prize, get people in, get their name out here and just, put a platform together for them to, do their thing, So I'm trying to do that in January, and then in April I'm planning on releasing my EP. So
okay. Can we know what it's called?
It's gonna be called the Religion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Alright.
That sounds like it's gonna be lit.
Yeah.
Who all have you worked with?
I haven't worked with too many people. As far as like major, I've got some people that I got like in my DMs that I'm gonna kind of release. They kind of known or whatever. But we gonna I got a list of some people that I'm gonna work with that's coming up.
Okay.
In the future, in the present, I've worked with in the past I worked with K-John. I don't know if you were familiar with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked with him for probably about 10 years, something like that.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah. So.
Do you have any artists in the city that you would want to help with or work with? We talked about big artists, but would you want to work with anybody particular in the city?
Man, that's tough because there's so many. It's like every time I go to a show, I see so much talent, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. There's so much talent in Detroit. It's like, I couldn't even answer that question. It's probably like 10 R&B singer with like females that I want to work with. It's probably like 5 or 6 males that I want to work with. Probably like 15 rappers that I want to work with. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of talent.
Yeah.
And I'll say that's a big thing. Like, a lot of us, like, we'll go to a show and be amazed and stuff, but like, we can't all really necessarily find the time to just, like, we probably all should be sitting down working together.
Yeah, honestly.
So, yeah, I definitely get that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you freestyle?
Freestyle, a little bit.
You gonna give us something?
I hear something.
All right, fair. I want to freestyle. But, what we can do, we could take a little break on here and then play one of your songs.
That's cool.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So with the song that you're about to play, you can tell us, what it's called and like really what the inspiration came from to create it.
Sure, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So the song you're about to hear is called The 99s. It's no real motivation, to be honest with you. It's more like a freestyle. It's a song that I just kind of came up with. You know what I mean?
Okay. Like punching in the booth or like right?
No, I just pretty much just freestyled it, recorded on my phone and was okay, I'm gonna just keep majority of this and just change this around,
Okay.
That's how I usually come up with it. But that song was just that song out of all my songs that doesn't even have like a backstory. It's just freestyle,
Yeah.
Okay. But the meaning of it is the main part of the song is I'm saying I'm taking over the 2009 nines.
Okay.
So basically, you know, I'm just saying a little sample from, you know, Juvenile, and I'm just putting a little verse to it. But that's basically what we're doing. We just talking about we taking over. You know, it's the first song.
Okay.
You know, the first song we putting out, and then, you know, that's how we want to, you know, come with. You know.
Okay. All right. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Hey man, I've been taking for the taking on 2000s in the night. Yeah, I had to take a vacay off the slight grind. You won't ever see this in your lifetime. I'ma put you on button, then it's time. Taking on 2000s in the 90s. I got 20,000 on my lifeline. She can talk crazy, that's fine. Putting something together, that's a nice guy. Yeah, 7-day contract, she might sign. Gucci double bag, gotta handle that. Closet got employees like it's mission rag. Got a Birkin bag, picture curtain bag. I'ma be in time, I wanna circle that. Call them now, we double bag. Let the rest, CPS, you won't get your brother back. Car full like a laundromat. Now I got my comfort bag, had to take a vacay on this light grind. You won't ever see this in your lifetime. I'ma put you on button and it's time. Taking on 2000s and the 99s. She don't flip live when it's nighttime. Promise he won't need a barrel like mine. Now she only grind, PJ ain't no fight time. Shawty came out shooting out the combine. You ain't gotta tell me you don't like me, yeah. Smell your COVID-19, yeah. High school, wanna fuck the pop queen, yeah. 2017, had to fight a peace, yeah. You gotta want it. Had to dress it like I own it. All white, yeah. Hit the gas like, yeah. I ain't got hoes, I got cash, yeah. Had to take a vacay off the slide grass. You won't never see it in your lifetime. I'ma put you right when it's time. Taking on 2000s and the 90s. Taking on 2000s and the 90s. And all of the 99s. Yeah. Taking on 2000s and the
That was definitely catchy as fuck. I fucked with the chorus.
Hey, will he teach you?
Yeah.
Them hooks.
Yeah, I'm working. Yeah.
He said the verse that matter. You learn that young. That shit catchy as fuck, and it's a
Yeah, that
vibe.
shit was for sure catchy.
Appreciate it.
I like that. How much would you say you've grown as an artist?
I feel like I've grown a lot. I feel like I'm growing every day. You know what I mean? Every day I'm learning something new. Like 2 months ago, like the way I perform is not the way I perform now. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just growing every single day. You know, with everything. You know, that's how I take approach to music, you know, how I take approach to performing, you know, so I would say, you know, I'm growing every single day.
And music is definitely like one of those, like in every aspect of it. The work itself, like the background, the actual music and the performance is all like repetition.
Yeah.
Like it's key to growth for real. Cause you can't really get better. Like even with the music, you can think some shit, but like actually going through the process and even recording, constantly getting more comfortable with the whole process. So, yeah, we've been working. And like I said, I've seen you grow in the performance aspect. So, you know.
Appreciate it.
I'm excited to watch you grow.
Oh, yeah, appreciate it.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I know that you said that, you know, you have some artists that you would want to work with here. Like, and a lot of artists here are kind of like in one genre. What is like, I know that you make a lot of different music, but what is like your gold genre? Like if, you know, you walking in and trying to offer you a distribution deal and they ask you what is, you know, what's your primary and secondary genre? And that's really you gotta say.
That's tough. I mean, I'll probably have to go with something where it's like more of that vibe, what you just heard, like more singing, where singing of rapping, where I can kind of do a little combination of both.
Like
and I can,
R&B.
yeah, and I can also dabble with, when I perform that song, I know I just sing it like in that low key, you know, the whole song till I get to the end, and then I sing like a little higher key. And normally people be, you know, kind of like, oh man, I know, you know, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think that's how it was last time I saw you performing.
Yeah.
It was like, oh dang, okay, yeah, he up there.
you. So, you know, I like to just kind of have different ranges, you know, with that. And then if I gotta like, you know, really rap, then, you know, I can do that too. So, you know, that's like kind of where I originated from. So.
Right. Okay. There's a lot of studios in the city. Where are you recording at?
Where I'm recording, I recently just bought a whole bunch of studio equipment in my basement. So I've been like recording my new shit there. But I recorded my EP at Bankroll Studio. So on 7 Mile in Greenfield, you know. My engineer Travis, shout out to him. He's been you know, he's been shooting the video to the 9/9s. He's been mixing, mastering that song. So, you know, he's definitely been, you know, a key component.
All the parts.
Yeah, he's been a key component to, you know, what I've been doing. And yeah, but
so would you consider him like part of like your team when we talk about the team aspect of what an artist needs? You would consider him to be
I would like to. I mean, we're both like, you know, individuals. You know, I know he has his own thing. You know, he's been doing his thing, you know, just as long as I have. You know, and you know, I know he's very talented. You know, he's got his own thing, but you know, it's always good to call on him whenever, you know, I need something. You know,
having somebody you can call on is important.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
I say this all the time. I've said it a million times today. I'm a person with ideas, but not able to bring it to life. So, you know, sometimes when we talk about the team thing, it's hard to have other people because everybody has their own thing going on, but sometimes it can be very integral just for your growth. Because as much as we want to do everything, and it's cool when we're able to, right? So the fact that you're, you know, able to record your stuff, that's great. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes away some of the parts and pieces. You don't have to necessarily put money into that now. You know what I'm saying? And huge part of the music stuff is the money. So that's the part that kind of holds us back most of the time. If we had the money, then we'd be doing everything we want to do. You know, so just even be able to do some parts by yourself, but knowing the parts that you need other people for, I think is very important. So it's cool that you have Travis, even though he's not, you know, necessarily part of the team. But yeah. So if you want to shout out your Instagram, Facebook, all your socials.
Yeah. Everybody follow me on Instagram at Auwin AUWIND. I got a lot of content coming. I got that promo video that's coming. It's gonna be for the 9/9s. The music video is coming. I got a lot of shit coming. I also got a little mixtape that I might throw at people too. You know, a little curveball. So I got a lot of shit coming. We working right now.
I'm looking forward to it. You can close out too.
All right, y'all. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at XOXO_AYSHA. And we enjoyed this interview with you, Auwin D. Make sure y'all tune in for our next interview, which is going to be today. Y'all have a wonderful night. Be safe. Make sure y'all drinking and turning up in a safe way. And we're going to hit y'all next time.